Welcome back, guys. I trust you've been staying safe. Now, this case of the two missing girls in Nigeria, that is Selin Ndudim and Abigail Afibatando, keeps getting murkier and murkier. Because aside the two girls being missing, we are also having to battle with issues concerning the Nigerian police themselves who are tasked to find them, the human rights activist Harrison Gwamnishu, and also Ben Samuel, the self-proclaimed good friend of the key suspect, Andrew Sochekwa Amechi, who himself is also currently deceased. So it's like this case has shattered into different dimensions that is a bit deviative from the primary purpose of having to find these two girls. Now, Ben Samuel came into the scene not long ago, but he has been throwing a lot of things into the case. I'm not in a position to judge him as an accomplice or otherwise. Although I see people trying to conclude that he's an accomplice, I think I need to sit on the fence for now. But Ben Samuel has asked some really critical questions of Harrison Gwamnishu, have also thrown certain accusations at him backed with what he claims to be facts. I've done a video on all these things. I have a whole dedicated playlist for this case. I think I have over 13 videos in there. And it should give you everything you need to get up to speed on this case. But Ben Samuel, Harrison sort of alter ego, if I may put it that way, is at it again. Now, Ben Samuel is the self-proclaimed good friend of the now deceased suspect in the case of these two missing girls, Andrew Sochekwa Amechi. He is suspected to have had a hand in the two girls going missing in Nigeria and possibly now being deceased. But he himself is deceased, so we don't know what to make of what. But his friend Ben Samuel has come out again. Now, this time around, Ben Samuel put a post out there concerning a lady called Blessing. Now, for those of you who may not be aware, Blessing is the person who is alleged to have raised the alarm about the suspected kidnapping of Afiba and Selin. So, she sort of brought it to light, according to the allegations out there. But then Ben Samuel is claiming that allegedly, Blessing, with the assistance of her wealthy and well-connected boyfriend, she contacted the police and then fabricated a transfer letter and petition from the police claiming that the police chief needed to speak to Andrew. Now, he goes on to talk about the fact that after this, Blessing has since fled, and the latest information suggests that she may be in Abuja or a town called Owerri. Now, just to backtrack on this. So, when these two girls first got missing, someone reported to the police. Now, Ben Samuel is alleging it was this Blessing friend of theirs. There's actually a video of the two girls actually talking to a lady called Blessing. From the footage, you don't see the face of this Blessing person, but it suggests probably it's the Blessing person who shot the video of these two. So you hear them mention her name and then they say their goodbyes and all. It seems the Blessing was on the first or second floor of a story building and they were on the ground floor at the car park. But then, according to Ben Samuel, he is saying that Blessing, in conjunction with her boyfriend, who is wealthy and well-connected, contacted the police and they fabricated a transfer letter and petition from the police, claiming that the police chief needed to speak to Andrew. I'm wondering how they can fabricate such a thing. Is he talking about the fact that they forged it? What does he mean by fabricated? I think he would have to come out clearly, because fabricated can be interpreted in different ways. If he means that they forged it, then he should come out clearly, because per what he is saying, it means that Blessing and her well-connected boyfriend fabricated this transfer letter and a petition from the police. That is a serious thing. And in that, it's claimed that the police chief needed to speak to Andrew. And he's talking about the fact that Blessing has since fled. All these are things I haven't been able to confirm, but this is what Ben Samuel is talking about with regards to this lady, and this is the picture he has put out on her. I don't know if this is truly the person that is the Blessing, even if the allegation is true. He is alleging all these things, and this is coming straight forward from his Facebook post on a blog that he runs called NIG24 News. Now, he goes on to ask some two key questions. And these two key questions, according to him, are related to the actions of Blessing. This is what I want to focus on today, these two key questions. Now, holding constant that what he said in the introduction is true. The first question he's asking is, why did Blessing deactivate her social media account or set them to private? I think that is a good question, but it does not necessarily mean that this Blessing has something to hide or is culpable of something bad if indeed she did all these things that Ben Samuel is saying she did. If she forged a document and made it seem like it came from the police, I think that's a straightforward crime. I'm not speaking to that. I'm speaking to the fact that he's asking why she would deactivate her social media account or set them to private. Now, I believe there are possible reasons for this. It does not necessarily mean that she's doing something bad. It could be that, but it could be something else. Now, the first thing is that possibly she's just trying to avoid someone she fears may come after her. You know, people are able to track you from your social media. So it is actually one of the protective reasons why somebody would actually set their social media account to private, is to limit it to people he or she is comfortable with. So her setting it to private does not necessarily mean that she's doing something bad. But then again, the timing on which she chose to do this may beg some questions. But then again, to counter that, the timing has to be what it is, because that is when the issue had come up. So if she has reason to fear something, then it would make meaning as to how come she would choose that timing to set her account to private. Or it could also mean that she's actually running, like Ben Samuel is trying to infer. Now, the second question he asks is, why did Blessing delay in reporting the distress videos that Afiba and Selin sent to her immediately? Why did Blessing delay in reporting these videos? Now, he goes on to talk about the fact that there are suspicions of foul play, and it is crucial to maintain hope and continue efforts to locate Afiba and Selin. But on the second question he asked about why Blessing delayed in reporting the distress videos from her friends to Afiba, from her friends, that is Afiba and Selin, to the police immediately she received them. That is where most of this problem is hinging from, as far as what the public has against Ben Samuel is concerned. Now, I think it's a valid question for him to ask that, yeah, you had distressing videos, or you had a video of from Afiba and Selin claiming they were in distress. Why didn't you report it immediately to the police? It makes sense, and that is a good question that Blessing has to answer. It does not also necessarily mean she is guilty of anything, because maybe she didn't see the message early. Maybe she tried reporting it, they didn't take it serious. Maybe she was hiding something, and so she delayed in reporting, or any other reason for that matter. I don't know. But then, this is where it gets tricky. Bear in mind that Ben Samuel is the self-proclaimed friend of Andrew Samechi, the now deceased key suspect in the case of these two missing girls. And Ben Samuel, as per his own admission, has indicated that all the video, or most of the videos that Andrew Ocheko took of these girls when he was having his crazy things with them, were forwarded to him by Andrew Ocheko Amechi. And people were asking him why he didn't report it to the police. And he was saying he was afraid for his life. So if you go to the comment section of that post he made, people are saying that the pot is calling the kettle black. You were in a similar position to report, and you decided to lean back and just wait because according to you, are afraid for your life and all. And yet here you are chastising and accusing another person who was also in a similar position and didn't report, and querying the person on social media as to how come he didn't report. But when people queried Ben Samuel, sometimes he gets agitated. And I think that that is a bit hypocritical, if you ask me. I believe that The same reasons he had could be the same reason that Blessing has, or maybe Blessing has other ulterior motives. We don't know. We don't know. So I don't think it is fair for Ben Samuel to start probing these things. There are actually a couple of people who are sort of advocating that Interpol should be picking Ben Samuel up for questioning. And I'm going to do a video on that to ask for your opinion on this, because it seems that the whole case is playing out on social media. I don't know what the police are doing now, specifically with regards to finding the two girls, because the case has developed several facets, and it seems that the primary goal of finding Afiba and Selin seems to be relegated to the background from where I sit. I may be wrong, but that is from where I sit. If you are hearing me, just go to the comment section, and just leave a comment, that find Afiba and Selin, #, send it to your friends, and let's help find these girls. Keep an eye out, stay safe out there, and I'll catch you on the next one.